And from this location, I can see many images. I can see approaching storms. I can see the edge of the cliff, and I can hear the pounding of the surf. And also from this vantage point, I can see in the distance, by the gate of the harbor, the lady. That woman who for over a century has held a torch in her hand, a torch of proclamation for her people. And today, my friends, I must report that she is not alone. She has been getting visitors from above, and they are dark and menacing. They are vultures. And back in the days of her youth, Miss Liberty had blue skies over her head, an endless horizon in her focus. But now, there are vultures in the land. They have come upon her. And these creatures, these scavengers of death, have been hovering and circling around her. And when I first saw them, they appeared very hungry, and they looked like they were contemplating a tasty meal. And as I watched this disturbing scene unfold, I found myself alarmed and concerned. I had to tell someone, but who would listen? And as I continued to watch, I saw that several of the dark vultures had descended with outstretched talons, and they landed on her headdress, her crown of the 7 seas. And then I watched an incredible horror. With their mighty wings outstretched, they tugged into the air with an evil effort, and they ripped Liberty's crown from her head. And they carried it a short distance, and they dropped it to the ground. And down below, the people were walking about, and they had no awareness to what was taking place above them or what was about to befall them. Because suddenly, there was a crash. The crown hit the ground hard with a thud, and it broke into several pieces. And some of those pieces landed on the crowd, crushing some of them, and it looked like it may have killed others. But amazingly, the other people that were milling about did not notice. They did not see the mayhem. They were too preoccupied. Preoccupied with one another. They were too busy lusting after one another. They were too busy admiring one another. They were too busy admiring themselves. I screamed to get their attention. I felt panic and heartache, and I yelled at them, trying to tell them, some people are hurt, but they did not listen. They did not seem to care. And then I looked above, and I saw a new horror. The vultures were on Liberty's shoulders and on her head, and they were picking and poking into her. They were scratching her face and plucking her skin. They were eating her flesh, and she began to bleed. The blood dripped down her face. It dripped down onto the people, but they did not notice, and she also did not seem to notice. Lady Liberty did not seem to care, because she herself was intoxicated. She was drunk from a cup that she's now holding in her hand, an elixir that she is sipping. It is an elixir that makes her sway in the wind. It is a drink that has made her forget her lovers, her loyal friends, and her children. And in this drink, this cup of boiling red liquid, are the iniquities of the land. This drink she is tasting for all of the people, the drink of judgment. A drink at first intoxicating, but then a liquid that turns bitter. A drink sweet upon her lips, but swallowed with anguish. It is a drink from the heavenly apothecary, delivered by divine appointment. This drink, it is the cup of iniquity, and it will soon become the people's portion.